YouTube data for videos from the Google API. And we showed the video names. That was the last thing we did. We rendered them. And then today, we're just going to do something really easy. We're just going to take the thumbnail that it gave us and kind of make it like a card. You can click and it goes to a, it opens up YouTube in a separate tab. This is all we had there. I'm actually going to go over this again. And if you don't have the link for whatever reason, there you go. Arrange that like that. Localhost 8080. Yeah, so that's what we have. And this is all of the data we have. So what we're doing, basically when we get this entire thing, this is JSON, so we convert it to JSON right here. Remember, this is using promises, so it's a bit weird. But these functions run, .then, so after this fetches, then this. And if any error happened in this entire chain, then it catches. It's important that you don't have semicolons at the end of these lines, because it's all one big line. So right here, we're getting videos.items. So videos is just the input to this function, which is the result of JSON parsing this. So that's this array right here. So we have a lot of things that we can pull from. Right now, we're just getting the snippet title right there. But we should also get this, and this should be the thumbnail. And we can combine the thumbnail with the title, build a little card. So let's do that. Let's make its own paragraph. Okay, then for this, we need an image tag because we are getting an image. Source equals, and it's this definitely looks wrong, and it throws. It doesn't throw errors, but it says this is pretty weird. But that's just how it is. You still need the quotes here because this is just going to be a string like that, and without the quotes to say what the source is from, then it's going to be weird. So yeah, that should. Oh wait. Obviously not the title. It should be snippet hi URL. Hi.url. Can't read property URL undefined. Oh, snippet.thumbnails.hi.url. Snippet.thumbnails.hi.url. There we go. So now we have all of the videos and the titles right there separately. Okay.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
We got them all.
So let's, this should be an A tag since we want to point to the video. What's the link going to be? I think it's this video ID. You can do youtube.com !v equals that. I'm wrong. /watch !v /watch !v equals that. Yeah.
Okay, it's recording. Awesome.
Cool. So that's the link. So we got to grab the ID, video ID. So the href is youtube.com/watch v equals, and then we got to do this. I hope you're noticing something with these, with this templating language, and that's that you literally slap this in the middle of absolutely anything you're doing, and the templating language will literally drop it in. So it doesn't matter if you have quotes around it. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle of a different string of text. It's going to drop in whatever you say. So this is the video.id.videoid. Did I do that right? Yeah. And to open a link in a new tab, we're going to do target equals underscore blank. So when we refresh, okay, so it switched to that because it's no longer display block. A tags are by default display inline. That's why it's like that. And what was that supposed to be back in day one?
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
That is back in day one. So let's clean this up and make it look better. First thing we should do is slap a class on this. So let's call it video card. And that should be it. Because we can reference everything with CSS. Because we know every video card is going to have an image and a piece of text. And this should probably be like a span. And I'm making it a span instead of a div, because spans are by default display inline. And I think that's what we want to go with. We'll see. With the other thing that you can do to get text from the outside of the card to inside the card is to make this video card position relative and then this position absolute. So that's another common thing. So going back to the CSS, to reference the class, we do dot and video card. First thing I want to do is probably do video card. Well, no, because it's an A tag already. So do text decoration none, and color. What if we had a? So I run like gaming sites and like little gaming portals, and usually they have like a little black bar at the bottom, and the text is white or something. So I'm gonna go with that. That's what I know. But that also means that I need a new thing for this, or do I? Well, let's worry about that later. I'm gonna change the display type to inline block. I think the width should be, let's say 320 pixels. That might mess with the image though. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that text is from before. And that's from there. It's all staggered. We get rid of the width and see what that does. Okay, so that's there. So then we have to change the video card image. So this selects the image inside of video card classes. So then that width is going to be 100% to match this. So 320 pixels. So yeah, now they're all compressed. But the text is still on the bottom. So the video card span, because the span is, go back here. So the span is inside of the video card. change how the order in which things are drawn in Z index. So I believe if you do like 2, put the text on top. Guess I'm wrong. Oh, and then there's this pretty ugly, this effect where all the videos go on the left. So it's probably best to create a container. And with the container, you would text align center, and that would move these 2 items to be in the center. Oh, it's below. So Z index doesn't even matter there. I'm just gonna continue on from over here. I'm gonna do the position relative thing that I said earlier. So this is position relative, this is position absolute. So it's just relative to the 100%. And that just makes it that I think if we do left 0, then it puts it on top. We should do text align center to center it. Background color black. I would prefer something transparent, so I'm gonna do RGBA 0.5. So instead of making it pure black, it makes it like this. And each number is RGBA in that order. They're all 0 to 255 except for alpha, which is 0 to 1. Then I'm gonna do bottom 0. Ooh, was it? It should be, what should that be? 27, and it's like halfway off. Like negative 15 pixels? No, positive. Huh. I guess positive 7 does it. Okay, then, okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna copy all these lines that we added. And don't forget we added positive to the video card. And when you do position absolute, like I said earlier, it makes it absolute relative to the video card. And then I want a container around this. I like calling it something generic like a content box, so I could reuse it for other things. I'm not sure if I already made a content box for this project or not. I have. Here we go. So I just did text align center, margin 0 auto. So it, without this, the items inside would still be centered. But since I want it to be at 90% width and also centered, this would just be better to show actually. So if I did width 100%, that's cool. But if I get rid of the margin, if I get rid of the margin, see like that, and I add in the width, you'll see it's offset because all of the margin's on the right. You can see the elements are still centered inside of this element. But I want this element centered within the page. So I do margin 0 auto. And since it's display block, it does that, fixes it. So this isn't perfect. I'm not sure if we want that to be like that. I guess it is how it is. Something I do want to change though is I want to add margin to the top and bottom. So let's just say 20 pixels. There, and it gives it some space there. So I'm just going to do that. Does that break anything else? I think that's the only thing that's called a content box. So that's that. Oh yeah. And then I want some more spacing among these videos. So let's just test it out. Let's do margin 10 pixels. Solid. That's solid. I don't want to change the width. $250 is kind of small too. I kind of like 300. But it doesn't even matter though. I had margin at 10 pixels. And something you can do a lot to, it's a good even number, sure. And something you can do to make these look a bit nicer is you can add border radius, which just rounds it and makes some rounded rectangles, make it really subtle, 2 pixels. Is that too little actually? Oh wait, that didn't, it's not affecting that thing. It should be on the image. Yeah, so that's what it does if it's really extreme. If you do 2 pixels, like 3 pixels, it's super subtle, but I swear it's 100 times better than straight up rectangles with sharp edges. So if you zoom in, that's it. Super subtle. Then another thing.
It literally makes the biggest difference.
Kind of does. Box shadow.
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and another thing is to add the shadow. So the properties for a box shadow, this is the X offset. So I could do like, you see how it's to the right of it? And you could do something subtle like 10 pixels. It's how much to the right. And then this is how much to the left. Or sorry, how far down. My bad. So you see it's below it. Pretty good. And this is like how spread out it is. So 5 pixels is really subtle, and the color black. So that's that. Image. There was definitely something else I was thinking about. I think it was another tip to make it look better. Oh yeah, so when you're mousing over it, you can't really tell you're mousing over it. So then one thing you can do really easily, video card hover. Just change the color to, this is my go-to red color. I don't think, I use it somewhere else. Oh, for the other legs. I do. Well, that's that same effect, but with this. So that's it. That's all I wanted to do today. Pretty simple day, I want to say. It could get pretty hard if you're new to front-end development. You really just kind of gotta get used to it and the display types and how everything affects each other. This is the most common way to make a card. Maybe I make it seem simple because I've done this so many times with portal sites. But yeah, are there any questions? You guys got any questions or comments or whatever? Um,
I have a question real quick.
sure.
I noticed when you hovered over one of the little videos, the red kind of conflicted with the background of the video a little bit. Is there anything we could do to fix that?
Which one?
Let's see. It's not the normal ones. It's right there. You see how it kind of messes with the toolbar of Windows.
Oh, this one? Or this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, you kind of
Yeah, those both look kind of bad. This is just a cosmetic thing. Or just increasing how dark it is.
that looks better.
Yeah. Or picking a different color.
I feel like a red works really well with this sort of website because it's supposed to be the IU colors.
Yeah, true.
I feel like messing with different reds is just going to really make sure that it stands out while not appearing so jarring that it conflicts with the theme of the website.
I mean, yeah, but I kind of want to stick to these two colors, which this is a really dark blue, and this is kind of a weird looking red.
What was that, the F33 that you typed in?
No, this is a different color.
Oh,
I'm not sure what it is. F33, like I said, is just my go-to red color. I kind of used it for some other projects I have, and it's just I feel it's not too harsh, but it's still pretty bright.
yeah. Hey, I also wanted to ask you, what's that Flash game website that you have?
Oh, I'll drop it in chat. I feel like I mentioned it before because I mentioned it so many times. Demo.io.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is made with JavaScript and front end, back end. And then I also own biglistgames.com, I think,
Ooh.
which is just the same thing, but different tiles.
And this is both JavaScript?
Yeah. They all have admin panels, so I could log in. So I could log in and have it like an admin panel, and that's where I could like add games, have game tags. I didn't finish implementing game tags. You could edit all the games I've already published.
Gotcha.
I mean, I know it's called Big List Games, but there's not even 100 games uploaded.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a ton of problems that you get when you have a lot of games. Like you have content curation problems and how to manage that many games or how to search for games because I can't just show everything. I have to search for like everything. Yeah, that's my little thing.
So what server do you use to run that on? Do you use Node.js?
Yeah, I use Node.js. A lot of people say that Node.js in production should be running like you should have Nginx on top of Node.js and then use it as a reverse proxy. So it's kind of like you send a request to Nginx, and then it forwards it to Node.js, gets the result from Node.js, and it returns it to the user. And usually that's I believe it's because Nginx does cool things with caching that Node.js doesn't enable by default, but I'm not sure like why it's the case. But I use a reverse proxy with Cloudflare, which I think like the full recommended setup is Cloudflare, Nginx, Node.js. Like so you have two reverse proxies on your server. I think that's the move.
Two reverse proxies on your server.
Yeah. And then the servers that I use are Vultr. It's like $5 a month. It's this one. Yeah. Oh crap! They have a 350.
Ooh.
That's got to be so bad. Yeah.